Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, nerds and nerdettes, we have done it. We have managed to hit so many of our goals over the last couple of weeks that we can now afford to make the RSS podcast feed for the entire Lunduke Journal podcast public and free for the whole world to enjoy. It's a pretty amazing thing. This is pretty cool. We've talked about this a little bit in the past, but basically what's going to happen starting today, if you are getting the recorded version of this show, the podcast RSS XML feed of joy is now available. What you want to do to get that, go to lunduke.com. That will instamagically forward you to a page that lists all of the myriad links in the Lunduke Journal universe, where you can find us on Rumble for the live streams, where you can find us on the various locals sites, and where you can get the RSS feed. And you can just plop that RSS feed into your podcast aggregator. You can go subscribe to us on iTunes from Apple or Spotify, or there's quite a few other places that index the podcast already. And you can just grab that, enjoy that, and rock and roll. Now, how this is going to work. All of the audio podcasts going forward are free. I will also be backfilling in some of the key ones that have been posted just exclusive to locals. I will post some of them over to the podcast feed as well. But going forward, every single one of the audio podcast shows will be posted to that audio podcast feed. Now, where does that audio podcast feed come from, you may ask? It comes from Substack. That's right. We at the Lunduke Journal, we left Substack. We had a big Substack presence, and we left Substack in favor of locals. Well, now it turns out we found one very good use for keeping Substack around, and that is to manage the audio podcast feed. So everything else stays on locals. All the video, all the community stuff. Going forward, the main host of the live streams, though that will happen on Rumble and possibly YouTube going forward as well. All of the standalone DVR videos, which we'll have more news on in just a second. All of the ebooks and the PDF ebooks, all of that stuff. Every little drop of it lives over at lunduke.locals.com. That's where all of it lives. That is the central, the nexus, the hub, the heart of the Lunduke Journal world. So if you don't have a subscription to lunduke.locals.com, you are literally missing out on almost everything. Articles, comic strips, communities, everything. It's all over there. But if you want the audio podcast feed, you can get it from lunduke.substack.com. Or, even better, just go to lunduke.com, right-click, and copy the link for the podcast feed. It's fantastic. So thank you to all of you who helped make this possible. I really do appreciate it. From the bottom of my icy cold nerdy heart, you guys are amazing. We have an absolutely phenomenal community, and we've all made this happen. Now, we had some other cool goals that we were trying to hit during September beyond just the free RSS podcast feed. And we hit all those. We hit everything. It's too late. We did everything. All of the Linux Sucks shows, every video of Linux Sucks and every video in the Linux Sucks family is now going to be available for free for everyone. That includes Mac OS Sucks that we recorded earlier this year. That includes the upcoming Linux Sucks 2023 that's happening just like less than 2 weeks from now. That includes Windows is Awesome, because that's kind of in the same family. All of these shows that have for quite some time lived entirely as exclusives at lunduke.locals.com will be made free for the world to enjoy. They will remain at locals, though. So what people will need to do is simply go to lunduke.locals.com and they can enjoy them there. I will have links to all of those videos at lunduke.com, so you can go in and watch all of those videos for free. You don't need to pay for them. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Thank you again to all of the amazing subscribers that make this happen, because this is not possible without subscribers. Because you'll notice there's no banner ads anywhere. We're not doing an ad read like, make sure you get your credit card. Like, we don't do any of that. Go to this VPN provider because they're the VPN provider of choice for your... No, we don't do that here. No tech company can influence us in any way, because the sole source, the only source, 100% of the income we derive is from all of you. You are the only people on earth that can influence what the Lunduke Journal does. Just you guys. I mean, you guys are literally the boss. You're the bosses, and you're the customers, and the bosses and the customers. Man, you combine that together, and they are always right. That feels pretty good, right? No, Microsoft can't come in and influence us. Mozilla and Google and Apple, no one can influence us, which means we can continue to write those articles that really piss off the big tech companies. And we're gonna. We're gonna keep that gravy train rolling, baby. So the Lunduke Journal, a big amalgamation of all that's left that is true in the world of tech journalism. One of the only true outlets of completely independent tech journalism is kept independent because of you. And one of the funnest places to hang out with just some serious goofiness. We're doing Windows 3.1 week this week. I mean, why? Because it's fun, because it's there, because we can, because no one can tell us not to. And it's just glorious. So go to lunduke.com. You'll be forwarded to a page with just a ton of links. It's just a page with links. It's glorious. It's old school. That page with links lives over on Locals, and you'll enjoy it over there. You don't need a local subscription to go to that page of links and grab all those links and do all that stuff with it. But I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Not just to support the Lunduke Journal, but to support tech journalism in general, and to give yourself some benefits. Because you get, while the audio podcasts are free, if you sign up at lunduke.locals.com, you get all of the videos. You get video versions of the podcasts. If you're listening to this podcast right now, there's a video version. Now, the video version, it's nothing fancy. It's not some whiz-bang, high-produced thing with tons of jump cuts like a lot of YouTubers do and whatnot. No, it's me in black and white talking to you. That's it. That's it and that's all. We're old school. We do not edit anything here at the Lunduke Journal. We don't. Not a single bit. Not a drop of edits. No jump cuts here. But if you want to watch me record all of the podcasts that we're going to be doing going forward, go get your subscription at lunduke.locals.com. You want to get all of the exclusive videos beyond just the smattering of free ones like the Linux Sucks ones, but you want to get all of them? Go to lunduke.locals.com and sign up. You want to get all of the ebooks. I don't know if people realize this. I don't talk about it a whole lot right now. But there's like a dozen free ebooks plus like a dozen PDF magazines that are free to grab, DRM free and glorious, over at lunduke.locals.com. So head over there, become part of the community, enjoy all of it, and marvel in its nerdiness, and enjoy the new RSS podcast feed. All right, everybody, that's it. I just wanted to let all of you know we've got another show coming on later today. We've got more shows coming all next week, so stick around, sign up to the podcast feed if you want it. Or you can just go over to lunduke.locals.com and watch every single podcast episode come out in glorious black and white video. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I do declare, end podcast.